Alright, hey guys, what's up? Yeah, so last time I talked to you was last week before the Southwick JDAY. I didn't end up going to it. I ended up actually crushing my leg up in a tree, doing a tree job. So I've been down for the count for the week. Just starting to be able to actually walk normal. But it's definitely rough. I'm pretty pissed I missed JDAY, although it looked pretty sketchy, especially for C-class guys. The ruts look deep. Extreme section looked a little rough, but you know, what can you do? Gotta pay the bills somehow. I mean, getting hurt doesn't help, but it comes first before riding dirt bikes. Today, just make an update video. I'm gonna be throwing bib mooses in the tires. I absolutely suck at this and I hate it. So there might not be too much of it going on in the video. And then I'm actually going to strip my bike down a little bit. We get a new gas tank coming in tomorrow, hopefully. So I'm gonna pull plastics off and everything, so that way I can get ready for that, throw that in. And, you know, we got lots of parts coming, slowly but surely. I'm trying not to spend a whole paycheck all at one time. Oh man, this thing is heavy, holding hand up so high. I have no idea where my tripod is. So, probably should buy a new one sooner or later, but yeah, I guess we'll jump right into it and get to going on this. Figured I'd save you my struggles. Got the tire off. I am actually going to reuse this one. I only get 20 hours on it, and it's not bad. There's no knobbies ripped off or anything. Thought I zoomed in there for a second. So it's still good. I do got a new one over here, but I'm going to throw this one on, use it to train all winter, and then we'll change it before the new race season comes out. But now is the tough part. Getting the nitro mousse into the tire and back on the rim. I've never used this kind. I've used Michelin ones before. Yeah, switch it out. This is not the plush. This is the platinum one. So we're gonna see how it goes, and the trick to these, you gotta use a lot of lube. Pretty much gonna use half this tube for the inside of the tire, kind of spread it out. Then the other half we will put on the outside. Friction wears these down, so if they move inside the tube over time, high speeds and stuff like that, it'll wear them down. They don't last forever, so you do have to change them so often, but if you can prevent them from going bad earlier, then you might as well. get it lubed up, you're gonna want to store it in the tire. You're gonna make a mess all over the tire, but don't worry about it. You can use the lube to help put the tire back on, so that's always a plus. And now here comes the hard part, is putting the tire back on and setting the bead wherever the rim lock is. Rim lock's always the hardest part, because you got to be able to push that rim lock in, and it sucks to do. So I'm going to struggle a little bit more with it. I'll show you the end result. Well, it's on. Scratch the rim a little bit, whatever. I don't know how it hasn't gotten scratched with the racing, so who really cares? Bead lock's in, good. Now it's a matter of getting the bead to sit perfect. It looks pretty good, honestly. So what I'm gonna do is pull it off, push the tire around, try and get the seat a little bit, tighten up the bead lock, and then we have plugs somewhere around here that actually, it's just a little rubber piece that goes in the hole where your Schrader valve, whatever it's called, of the tube pops out. Just helps prevent water from getting in there and everything. That actually went a little bit easier than I thought, so hopefully the back is going to do the same. Moving on to the back rim, I actually am going to replace this tire. There's a little puncture in the sidewall right here. It didn't pop the tube, but I'd rather not have the tire ripped apart on me. This tire is still pretty good. I am pretty impressed by these Dunlop Geomax AT81s. It held up really well. I was going to flip this one around, and so that way I had nice sharp edges on one side, but I got a new one over there, so we're just going to replace it. See how it goes. I might be switching back tires for next year's race season, so sticking with Dunlop. I do have rider support with them, so I use all Dunlop products. So if you guys have a good recommendation for off-road GNCC racing, other than AT81, let me know. But now that this back tire's on, bit moose in. This one is a little bit more of a pain. These are the plugs. They're from DRC Hardware. Also, like I said, geez, I can't even talk. It's just a little rubber piece that slips in the hole. If I can get it in one-handed, hand upside down. But oh, well, there it goes. Yeah, they just slip in the hole where the tube would stick out. Alright, there we go, got it in. So that's all it looks like. Since the wheels are off, I'm gonna actually pull the suspension off right now too. The front fork's gonna come off, the rear shock's gonna come off. Those are going to factory connection. They are also providing me with some rider support for 2022 season. So we're gonna go get them revalved, possibly rebuilt. They're the experts, I don't know. And we'll have some nice plush suspension for this year that's set up for me, my riding style and everything, so that's gonna help out a lot. So it's pretty simple to get them off. Just take the tire off. What I would do first is loosen the brake. There's Loctite on those bolts. Then take them off. Take the tire off. And you get 4 bolts on each fork. And then just undo those and they'll slide right out. On this bike I have just stock WP Exacts. They are air forks. I like them. A lot of people say they don't like the air forks. I honestly think they're better than spring forks I used to have on my old bike. But then again, I'm not professional, so I don't really know too much. But now the forks are out, I'm gonna take the back shock out. That one's a little bit more tricky, so I'll see if we can spin the bike around and make it work. Alright, I don't know what happened. I lost some footage. I'm taking the back shock out on a totally different day now. But yeah, I don't know where the footage went. Taking the back shock out. It's on the ground over here. But basically, you're gonna have a bolt right here, and then you're gonna have one on the linkage down there. Easiest way is if you take your swing arm out. It's nice and just pull the swing arm right out of the way, and you can drop it right out. I wish I had the footage. I don't know what happened with that. I lost that video, I lost the ending video, and I lost the new gas tank video. So, put an IMS tank on here. I am riding for IMS this year. I have their support. So I switched over. I just had a stock tank, which is like 2.3 gallons maybe. I don't even know. Something like that. I switched over to the 3-gallon IMS tank with a dry brake setup. Excuse me, jeez. I wish I had the footage for this because it was fairly simple, but it definitely would have been useful to have. Pretty much the same, just a little bit bigger. I just have the screw cap adapter on right now for the dry brake quick fill setup. The only reason I did that is because it's a lot more money to switch over to a full dry brake. Dry brake's pretty cheap. It's the fuel can and the probe. It's like $400 just for that. So I'm holding on that a little bit longer. I do have bills to pay, so I throw a little bit of money at my bike and my racing every paycheck. But I'm not gonna go broke doing it, so I gotta take my time. But pretty much the gist of it is swap over your fuel pump. Goes in this hole, loops around to the bottom, and put this bracket on. Put all these little screws on. These screws are actually going to take place of the screws that you had on your plastics before. If you get a dry brake set up, put the gasket on, put all the little bolts in, figure out where you're going to put your vent. I just threw mine up top because I don't really have anywhere good. Can't do over here because the forks, same thing with over here. Need to be able to get to the radiator cap and all that. So I went up top. All I did was just ran my hose from the vent to the vent that was already installed on the bike before. So we'll see how that works. You do have to change your oil fill if you have a TPI bike. So normally you'll have a bigger TPI setup. I got a bag over here somewhere. So that's your normal TPI setup. Just goes in the frame, and then you'll have a hose around it with a gator clamp and a nice buried screw cap. You do have to change it over to the IMS one. It's fairly simple. The hardest part is, I think, just putting on the new hose clamp. If you don't use a screw down one, and use I think they're called gator clamps. I don't know, that's what I've always called them. You like crimp them down. It's kind of a pain. You also do have to drill a hole in your frame, so you can put this little quick connect thing in. I forget the name of them. Whatever. Yeah, but that's pretty much it for the last videos. So we're gonna move on, I guess. End it here. Thanks for watching the video. Thanks for following along on this build. Trying to get better at the whole filming thing and figuring out where I can actually like film what I'm doing and show you and talk to you more about it. But I do want to bring you guys along on everything I do to my bike this year, and going into the 2022 race season. I've been looking at doing some sprint enduros, so maybe we'll do that and start the year early in February. I think it starts. Who knows? We'll see. It depends on the injuries. That's the big thing. But we'll leave it here. So like, comment, subscribe. If you got questions, ask questions. Got input, throw it out there. If you think I should add something on the bike that you use and you like, let me know and I'll look into it. But stay tuned for the next video. We'll try and figure something out. Maybe I can release like one a week, like every Monday or something like that. I don't know. I work a weird schedule, so it's kind of hard, but we'll see what we can do over the winter, and we'll go from there.